Hello and welcome back to another episode of Coaching Conversations with Nick and Chris. Today, we're going to help you uncover the things that you need to know in order to better qualify your clients. Hello. Welcome back to another episode of Coaching Conversations. Today, we want to break down how you can better qualify your clients so you're really putting yourself in front of the clients that you actually want to work with. You can probably understand that many business owners out there do a lot of work in their pre-sales process, but end up talking to a lot of clients or prospects that they may not necessarily be able to serve or may not be the type of client that they want. Today, we uncover exactly what you need to know in order to better qualify your clients. Before we jump straight in, feet first, Nick, how are you today?
Well, very good, very good. It's a little bit more later in the afternoon today when we're doing this, but it's good. I've had a great day. Client signed up a new client, which is good. A few more in the pipe, which is good. Still on the buzz from yesterday's experience of driving Australiana history, the old Tirana, and it was just awesome. So
that's great.
Yeah,
did you have this? Did you have the singlet and the VB? Or was that
I felt like I had the singlet and the VB. And it's funny, I was talking to my son about that, Philip, that was with me, and we both got the window down. I'm like, dude, there's no aircon. It's like this. We both got our hands like this and driving. And he goes, Dad, it's good to have the windows down. And he's like 15. And my daughter, that's 12, on the way back, same thing, windows down. We're like this.
Maybe that's where that was invented, because you still see people driving around with their arm.
Yeah, I don't mind driving like that. I mean, the aircon today makes the car quieter or whatever. And, with these cars, you don't want to go when it's super hot because it's hot, right? But this is how it was, man. Because you just want to hear the engine. Don't stereo, no nothing, just engine. That's it.
Right, there we go.
Perfect.
Very good.
It was it's a rev head's paradise.
Rev head's paradise. Okay, that's another episode. I reckon that's a good title.
The Rev head's paradise, very good.
Rev head's paradise. Today we want to talk about prospects and how to better qualify them. So you're really getting in front of the people that you actually want to serve. What I mean by that is business owners think they might be able to serve everyone. However, there's really a smaller subsection of the market that they can actually serve best. So we're really wanting to know some strategies or hear some advice, Nick, around how to get in front of the clients that we want to serve. I'll repeat that. We want to get in front of the clients that we want to actually serve or the prospects that we can help most. So what's your advice to help better qualify people before we make the conversion?
Yeah, good question. There's a lot of different layers for this type of question, but I've sort of mapped out 5 areas that I think would be super helpful for business owners. Number one, I think it starts here. And what's your message? And I wrote down kind of 2 areas. One, is it a message of exclusivity? Or 2, is it a general admission membership, right? And here's what I mean. So this morning I was working with a client that's a mid-tier builder that's looking at becoming a high-end builder. So I think, average 500 grand, wants to go to $1 million and up. That's his thing. Mm-hmm. Very capable, skill set's good, finishes are beautiful on the homes, beautiful showroom and all that stuff. So, and the inquiry level's been pretty good. They get a lot from House, H-O-U-Z-Z, House, all of these places. So, they've got pretty good infrastructure and they're growing, right? So one of the things that we sort of spoke about, and this is first session today, so kind of gave him an overview of what I was looking, to work with him with is, the message. And for us, I think if you really want to attract the right person, exclusivity is critical. With us, if you do general membership, you're just going to invite everyone. So the first question is, what's your criteria to work with that client? What's the message you're trying to get out there? Is it, everybody can buy a kebab? Or is it that, you're a high-end 6-star restaurant that starts at, most people know if you're going to go to Tetsuya, as an example, or, any of the top restaurants, the Key or any of those, man, you're not walking away for under $250 a head. Minimum.
Right.
And that exclusivity has them booked for 6 months.
That's right.
right? So the message of exclusivity, I think, is very, very, very important. If that's the type of client. Now, if you're the general person, we change, I don't know, you're a maintenance company and you just do washers and change door locks and, do a bit of tiling here and some painting here and there, then obviously you could then, look at general admin. So depending on which way that you want to go with it, and they're still your ideal client too, by the way, because if you go
Mm.
exclusivity like that, people won't book you because they're like, it's going to cost me $500 to change a bloody tap washer. It's the
Right.
wrong person. Do you see what I mean? Like with this
Yeah.
particular builder, I was saying, when they get to a particular stage when they're about to go, hey, we're going to start, to plan, do all that stuff, people have to pay. It's not,
Mm.
oh, we're not just going to mock up something for you. It's now you're engaged, you're paying, so
Right.
that's very, very important. So I think the first part is, what's your message? Is it exclusivity or is it general membership? Those two are really, really important.
Great.
Yeah. The next part is, what hoops do they need to jump over?
Mm.
What hoops do they need to jump over, or, jump through? And here's what I mean by this. You can do this really cool. So if you've got an inquiry that comes in, the best way to do is to have some level of autoresponder, and or after you've spoken to them, whoever speaks to them in the team, I think should have some level of questionnaire to just get some more details. Now, do you do that when you walk into a, Guzman y Gomez? And the answer is no. You sort of you look up on the menu, you go, yeah, give me that burrito. It's the jump through the hoop is, you can only order the shit that's on this menu. You can't customize it and go, I don't want that, and then change this. It's like you get the burrito with the beans. If you don't want beans, don't have, like, it's pretty kind of tight, or else it'll be all over the shop.
Yeah.
No, we don't sell hot chips here. Whatever it is. That's kind of their
It's a thing.
hoops, as an example.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Sure.
with that, what I'm trying to identify is, if then somebody jumps through, it's like with this particular business, I said, how about if we have a questionnaire that they need to fill in? Do they have the finance ready?
Mm.
Have they seen other builders? What's their budget? What's their style of home? Is it an existing block? Do you have anything, or have you just started thinking about it? Do you have plans? Don't you have plans? So that exclusive questionnaire then starts to get some people jumping through some hoops. Now, if somebody makes an inquiry and they're not prepared to give you that information, whether it's over the phone or it's by filling in something, it's already kind of giving you the difference between, tire kicker, not tire kicker, so to speak. With us, it's the same thing. Just before this session, I was supposed to have a call with somebody. We've reached out twice. We've booked him in. He hasn't responded in those things through email, SMS, actually 3 times, and through multiple calls. I look at his notes. He's not really responding to any of that. So guess what? There's probably not going to be honest. I didn't even pick up the phone. Why? Because if they're not prepared just to do that part for a free call, I mean, man, it's, at least be courteous enough to respond back to go, yes, I'm okay, or no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Because
It
time is
shows
very
a
valuable.
it shows their level of commitment as well. It's the
Shows their
same for
level of
someone
commitment.
filling in a builder's questionnaire for if it's going to a renovation or a custom home. If you can't be bothered filling out the form, then, how committed are you really?
How committed are you? Are you just interested, kicking tires, or are you committed? You're exactly right. So that's a commitment phase. So what hoops are they jumping through? So you've identified that you've got some level of exclusivity, as an example. People like that. Then you're going, hey, before we start the conversation, I need some data. And if they're cool with that, they're committed at least to go to that point. You're not asking them to part with millions of dollars, but you got to kind of get that point happening. Yeah. So that's
Great.
kind of number 2. Now, number 3, this is really important. Some people have got money, not some, a lot of people have got money. And sometimes people with money overuse the gift that they've been given to get money. And they think because they've got money, they're exclusive to everywhere. But the truth of the matter, it doesn't happen that way. Let's take Ferrari as an example. It doesn't matter how much money you got. If you want to buy a LaFerrari by Ferrari, which is an exclusive brand, a level of Ferrari, you already need to own 1 or 2 Ferraris for a given period of time before you can actually even order that car.
Wow.
Not, I've got the money, I want to buy it, give me the car. They're like, no, you can only buy it if you have already owned a Ferrari. There's all of these hoops.
Got it.
So in other words, what they've done is they've aligned with their value set. If
Right.
they go, we give it to any chimp with money, you could imagine this thing's a weapon, only X amount built. It's like, I don't know how many millions of dollars. This thing's just a beast, beyond beast. Ferraris look amazing. This just looks like it's, got an alien. Like it looks like that. This thing's incredible, beautiful performance car. So it's the same thing. Whether you're going to buy that, whether you're going to buy a Concept, whether you're going to buy any of the top supercars, there's definitely a value set. They don't go, oh, this guy's going to, you're not eating an ice cream in a LaFerrari. It's that vibe, right? So,
Sure.
so their value sets come into it. And this is what I'm saying. So some people, they've got money, but they treat everybody like pigs. And some people, that's not good enough. If you want an ideal client, they need to share your values. Have you noticed most of our clients, not all our clients, share our value in some way, shape, or form, and that value is of family, of reliability, of commitment, of courtesy, of all of our values that we have. Our value over deliver to the over exaggerated expectation of our client. Very, very strong. So when you think like that, and when you connect with someone like that, you can ask those questions. You can actually go, some people go, what's that got to do with a plumber? Well, even before you start, this person's going to be on your home or in your office or website or commercial property or whatever it may be. So you want to make sure that this is the right person. You could ask, hey, can you show me that you've had a criminal check? Can you show me? So these are values. Have you got any other people that you've done work with so I can give them a call? They're aligned with our values. Look at our one. Before you even join us, you must speak to some of our clients and do your research. So then we ask them to do it. We're not going, hey, don't worry, just give us your money. We go, no. Before we talk money, you've got to speak to them. And 99% of all people do. Or they'll research enough to go, yeah, I see. Here's our 5-star ratings. So
That's right.
value set's very important. I think, once again, all we're trying to do is just tick off the boxes here to make sure they're a good person. Yeah. Now,
Right.
the next one, or number 4, is what happens after the exchange? And here's what I mean by this. You can get a client on board that just has a one-off exchange with you. That's it. Now, if that's your type of business, I completely get it. I don't know. You sell tires, and they just want to buy a set of tires. Are you going to go through all the value sets and all that stuff? No, this is a different story. By the way, this is more based for people that have a higher end product, more expensive product. There's levels of exclusivity. You don't go to change your tires. They're going to ask you, can you fill in this questionnaire? It's the wrong setting. Yeah.
Sure.
Now, with those, you could also go, hey, how are you going to pay for that? Is it credit card or is it, like you could go down that set if you want. So, with what I mean by what happens after the exchange is can it be an ongoing journey, like a referral, a review? Is this person that you're about to get for this higher end exchange kind of in line with going, hey, I like to, kind of keep in touch, or at school, or hey, can I call somebody? Can I pass somebody on to have a chat with? All of these things, right? Very similar to us. I mean, we've got clients we haven't dealt with for 3, 4, 5 years. And guess what? They're more than happy to help us with reviews and referrals and all of that stuff because they've been really, really great. We've had a great relationship. So you need to think what's after the exchange. And what I mean by that is one part after the exchange is to deliver on what you said that you're going to do. One part of the exchange is to exchange money for your services. Is that going to be good? Is the client clear about it? And can they keep up to those terms and conditions? So what happens after exchange is terms and conditions. Can I have as my sales cycle reviews, referrals? Can I use you as a case study? Can I ask somebody to give you a call? Can I keep you as an ambassador? All of these things are really important. And most of our clients, we kind of train them to be able to do all of that stuff. And they're cool. And people go, man, I'm building up a very good base of people that, this is past the exchange. Not only are they coaching with us, but they help us in other ways. It's the same with us. Can I pass on somebody? Can I connect people? After the exchange for us, it's connecting people. Not only have you come on board to our coach family, but now because you're a part of the family, you've got exclusivity to all of these other opportunities, accountants, bookkeepers, all these people that we. So, and that's a good thing. Yeah. Today,
Very
my
good.
client earlier, I spoke to him and we need stuff on HOW. So I rang one of my builders, Corey, and said, dude, have you
Mm.
got a contact HOW? He said, yeah, pass that on. And he goes, cool. So I wanted to help like that, right? So
Mm.
that's very, very important.
Yeah, great. That's
Yeah.
a really solid point. A lot of people probably don't think that they're working their way up to the transaction and that's kind of it. And then they chase the next one. But
That
it's,
goes to
you
the
know,
next one where you could imagine if you've got somebody that only really does, you know what I mean? That only really does, um, like just a one-off, or you're after a client that won't refer anyone, they don't really want to tell anyone that they're doing stuff with you. And some people are sensitive, or that's their way of doing things. It's okay, but if you're trying to expand your business, trying to flow more with people and all of that type of stuff, it makes sense that you consider that.
mm,
Is somebody going to give you a bad reputation if things go wrong? Some people. Some people from the get-go, you go, this person is going to dot the I's, cross the T's on everything. And we know this, Chris. I mean, we've had somebody that said, hey, we sent an agreement to them. They pulled apart the agreement like a bloody solicitor. And the points were kind of minuscule. I get it. They had every right to do that, but the
mm.
points were away from really what we're trying to think. So this type of person, if that's the level of detail inside there, are we always going to be on notice to make sure that we deliver so outstandingly that we go past the human interaction and it turns into this really clinical, surgical,
Contractual. Yeah.
contractual, and you know the ones, right? That's
Yeah.
how it is. Or can you go to somebody and they're helping you even before you've signed on the dotted line?
That's right.
So that's a good thing, right? So very important. People they underestimate it. We know right now we can go to any of our clients and say, hey, if we need somebody, we can pretty much ask them for it.
Mm.
Some of our clients will give us money if that's what we want.
Yeah.
They're cool like that. If I said, hey, we're short, or my kids need a surgery, dude, I need everyone to pay their invoices 2 months in front, I know 75% will go here. And the others would not do it just because maybe they're a bit light on cash. But if
Mm.
I really ask, they'll help. Do you see what I mean? Very important. Yeah?
Very good. So what's the fifth one? We've got
And,
4.
yeah. And the fifth one, and this is kind of going to be a little bit left of field, but I think it's very, very important. Not all decisions are based on logic. Not all decisions go, I want to buy that Learjet. The sums add up. Let's buy that Learjet. And people purchase this stuff. I don't know. I
Right.
want to build an oil tanker. This is purchase. People do this, right? We just don't
Okay.
see it. But there's people that actually build and purchase and sell oil tankers.
Got it.
Don't know how many hundreds of millions of dollars those things are, but they're expensive, right? So,
Mm.
space travel is perfect. Why does Elon Musk keep putting rockets up there one after another? The last 3 have blown up, right? One
Mm.
of them works perfectly. The other 3 that they're trying to make it sort of turn like this for it to take off or something like that is something's wrong with the navigation, or it lands and then explodes. And he's trying, right? These things are pretty incredible. And he's
Mm.
been able to do them like 4 weeks at a time. The next one's ready to go. It's incredible. Now, if you had to say logic, burning that type of money on that pad, ain't no logic there. He's losing hundreds of millions of dollars for each of these rockets, because it's not like you go, oh, we can salvage something. That thing just turns into ash, or it's like explodes, right? So,
That's right.
but there's no logic there. But guess what? He refers to his gut feeling. And I'm going to talk a bit about the esoteric. Every business owner, not every business, every human being has got an inbuilt guiding mechanism that tells you whether it's going to be right or it's wrong. And we've heard to it, my gut feeling. The only reason you think, or everyone goes the gut feeling, is because your gut, by the way, has 2 nerve endings to every muscle. So the sensitivity is unlike anything else in the body, including the neck, right? So there's 2 nerve endings to every muscle just in the gut area. And that's why from a rotation point of view, you could have, the shoulder's got 16,000 ways that it can rotate, and the gut's got like 100,000 ways or something like that, like you can move around. But most importantly, it's also connected into our visceral centers, which, when you feel sick, you get that gut feeling, or if you feel happy, you sort of feel like that, or if you're listening to music, you get that bass, or, feel, or, the groove that you like, or if you're in love, you feel amazing. You don't even think about food because you're in love and all of these things. And funny enough, it's all around the gut. The brain tells it, but you feel it in the gut. It's like all in your heart. The heart's got a magnetic field. There's three areas: the brain, the heart, and the gut are magnetic fields. And this is why we feel it. Man, I'm heartbroken. Or, man, I don't know about that guy. I can feel it. It's all of these come from that. And without getting hardcore with, but it's that. So your gut feeling can tell you a lot, even if they've ticked all these boxes, but something just tells you, yo, I don't know, maybe it's good to listen to the yo, I don't know, because it's been built for you. Exclusive. My gut feeling is different to your gut feeling, different to 7 billion other people on the planet. It's pretty incredible. It's an inner guidance system, an emotional and spiritual and mental guidance system that works for you. And this. Everyone's done this. Don't go into there. Don't let the kids off that, because I think that they might walk into the other kid on the swing. You know that one? You've already calculated going, if I let him go from there to there, 100%, he's going to run into that. I'm going to get a new set of teeth or something like that. You know this. You're a dad, right?
Feet to the face. That's right.
And they're not even thinking, their gut feel, they're not even thinking at that level of awareness. But as a business owner, you've already got this level of awareness. And by the way, every time it moves away from your value set, where you go, I need the money, but my gut tells me no, but I'm going to do it anyway. Have you ever noticed most of the time that client is the worst client you've ever had? Most of the times. Don't pay you, late paying you, they complain about everything. They want to get consumer affairs into it, and all of these crazy things. It's because your gut told you, and you go, man, I should have listened to, I knew it. That one? I knew it just basically says you didn't act on data.
Got it.
Like that's
pretty
not
much
how it works.
Yeah.
I knew that guy was not going to be cool. And I know myself. In our business, we already know the protocol. Late to show up to a appointment. Doesn't fill in any paperwork. Is good to go. Doesn't sign a contract. We go on a session, still doesn't sign a contract. Signs a contract. Send invoice. They're delayed by another 3-4 weeks. Then within the first 2 months, complaining, I'm not really seeing any value. All of those are kind of flags, so you could probably add a 6 to this and go, are there any red flags that you've seen through that kind of checklist? But,
that can kind of
gut feeling.
Yeah, I was going to say that can tie into the 5th one.
Yeah,
it's really good. There's 5. Sorry?
It's like a Powerball supplementary. Are there any red flags? Yeah,
Red flags. That's great. There's 5 big kind of factors there when you're wanting to qualify any client. I'm going to run through them very quickly as well. If you wanted to summarize everything at the end, number 1, get your message right. Message on the front end. And you said something that was really interesting there, and that you said, is it exclusive or general? So is your message, promoting exclusivity, or is your message promoting generalized nature of your product or your service? Then next is questionnaires or hoops. How many hoops are you getting your clients to jump through? Some business owners just go, yes, cool, come and buy my stuff. But they don't actually qualify them using a questionnaire or a questioning process, or to get them to even jump through hoops. There's a reason why we have our clients jump through a certain amount of hoops before they start coaching with us. We don't do that to make it difficult. We're doing it to qualify them better. And then I think the third point, which I think is fantastic, is wanting to know and deciding whether your prospect is aligned with your values. I think this is a really important point. If they're aligning with your values, great, I can work with them. If there's something about them that just isn't right, perhaps I can't work with them. So aligning with values is key. The 4th point you brought up was consider after the exchange. What's happening after the exchange? Will this person work with me after the exchange has taken place? And can I see perhaps a future with them into the future? And then your 5th point, using your esoteric, and help me out here, your esoteric factors or your gut feeling to determine whether there are any red flags in that qualification process, to then identify whether you want to work with them or not.
It's all the other stuff, to be brutally honest, if you really look at it, is window dressing versus your gut feeling. Your gut feeling is built for you, exclusive through a millennia of evolution and out the spirit or the life force that's in us. And every time, like, it's so powerful that, let's say, as an example, if you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, it's just dumbed down. But some drugs actually enhance that even more, and you're more alive and you're more in that zone. There's been
Mm.
heaps of research on ayahuasca and a whole bunch of other stuff. And I'm not, I know it's kind of moving away from what we're talking about, but it really is. Built there for you. So, if you get a vibe, just kind of follow the vibe. If you learn how to read it better, you'll be better at using it. That's how it
Okay.
works. How do you enhance it? Through meditation, through connectivity and through testing it to go, hey, I followed my gut feeling. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, cool.
That's how it works. But I just thought I'd throw something in that's a little bit different that no one really ever talks about.
Yeah, that's good.
That's why
And
it's
something to
coaching
chew on as well.
with us, buddy.
That's right. And it's probably people watching this, driving, listening to this, running, working out, listening to this. And sometimes all it takes is that one seed or one idea to plant. And you can really start thinking about how you operate in a qualification process for your prospects. So guys, if you've got any questions around this, shoot them through to us at askitupcoach.com.au. Thank you once again, Nick, for your wisdom.
Well, good.
And we'll see you all again in the next episode of Coaching Conversations. Bye now.
Bye-bye.